Question 8.1. Heat stress decreases the light-dependent reaction of photosynthesis. Explain why this leads to a decrease in the light-independent reaction. So if there's a decrease in the light-dependent reaction, then this is going to have an effect on the independent reaction. So if we cast our mind back to what is happening in the light-dependent reaction, the photon of light enters the chlorophyll and the electrons are photoionized. They then move their way along the electron transport chain, and then the hydrogen ions are actively pumped into the thylakoid lumen in order to create a concentration gradient. So then the hydrogens will then diffuse through the protein containing ATP synthase, which will produce ATP from the ADP and the PI. So photophosphorylation will happen. The hydrogen ions that then make their way through into the stroma are then collected by the NADP to convert it into reduced NADP. And the reduced NADP and the ATP are then used in the light-independent reaction. The ATP and the reduced NADP are essential for the Calvin cycle to happen. When the carbon dioxide enters, it then binds with RUBP, the ribulose biphosphate. This is catalyzed by Rubisco in order to make 2 lots of GP, or glycerate 3-phosphate, and then there is a reduction reaction in order to convert it to triose phosphate, 2 lots of triose phosphate. The ATP is required for this reduction reaction, and the reduced NADP is also required for this reduction reaction to happen. Then the triose phosphate is then regenerated into ribulose biphosphate again, and again this phosphorylation will require ATP. So if there is a less of a reaction in the light-dependent reaction, then there's less or no ATP produced, or less or no reduced NAD produced, and then therefore these can't then be used in the Calvin cycle, so therefore the light-independent reaction will then decrease.